the Green Bay Packers keep finding ways to lose to teams they should beat. Today was a debacle. They had a chance to win at the end, but again, leave it to the game planning of Matt Lafleur. Again, leave him to making excuses at the end. It's all on me. It's all on me. If it's all on you, why don't you bear any of the brunt of it? Like, seriously, all these players get blamed for everything. But yet, the coach that does not adapt, that absolutely refuses to adapt or just cannot adapt, just seems to get out scot-free. Oh, he's a great coach. Look at all the wins he's had. He's won so many games. I mean, he's just amazing. But then, in crunch time, mistakes are made. Mistakes are made on the special teams. Mistakes are made everywhere on the field, all over. But Matt Lafleur doesn't receive any of the blame. He's still a good coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. But we need to actually examine Matt Lafleur because, my God, how many times are we going to continue to see as Packer fans week after week say, "Oh, it's on me. It's on me. The game's on me. I just got to do better next time. Got to adjust. Got to make the right adjustments." But again, does Matt Lafleur ever adjust during the game, or after for the next game? Nah, nothing changes. It's just the nature of being a Packer fan. Continued disappointment from a team that should be, at the very least, in the middle seeding of the playoffs. But next week is the next new week. Everybody starts out at 0, so maybe they still have a chance. But we're going to go over this game from top to bottom like we always do. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let's get to it. Just so you know, like if you've already been paying attention to my channel, I already have 2 shorts from the game today. Got 5 more to upload tonight, so look out for those. I got this video being posted in the next hour or so. I have my Lions-Vikings review video coming out later tonight or tomorrow morning. Let me know what you think if I should release it early on this video, because I've seen mixed results for these later videos. I hate re-releasing things because I think it's just really tawdry and lame. But let's be honest, it's really hard. It's best to put a video out later than, we're not going to get into that now. But the Packers, again, had many chances to win. They should have won because the Bears are a bunch of scrubs. Their quarterback is going nowhere. They have no coach. And again, they're the Bears. They're always going to be this way because that's just the way the Bears are. But let's talk about mainly the Packers today because it was on the Packers. I mean, from the opening play, their defense started off great, but their offense, 2 drives that ended prematurely, and then you have the first mistake for the Packers today. That 94-yard godforsaken punt return by the Bears. I have never seen a more obvious kick return for a touchdown in my life. The whole time, and I was at the game, I could see everybody just lining up on the right side of the field. That's probably just how it was arranged. But the gunner on the left side missed the tackle, and they were gone. There was no hope. He was just weaving in and out of coverage. They were not going to catch it, and the Bears get the first touchdown of the game. And you just wonder, it's like, good God, here we go again. Here we go again with the Packers. They're going to find a way to lose. And sure enough, of course, they did. Josh Jacobs, in the time he did, just continued to do Josh Jacobs things. Continued to run well, scored a touchdown, and then his day was done. Jordan Love. He made one good throw to Luke Musgrave that was nearly called down or incomplete, even though he's clearly a catch. But then he left early with an elbow injury. Christian Watson, again, just dropping balls left and right. And then sadly he went out with a knee injury, probably done for the season because unless the Packers win next week against the Eagles, their season is done. And then, hopefully it's not too bad of an injury, but Packers are going to have to find some replacement for Christian Watson next year. I mean, he's still got 1 more year left in his contract, but man, boy, does he leave a lot to be desired. He's a great deep threat, but that's about it. He cannot be dependent on to be a number one receiver because he's not a number one receiver. He's just not. He's maybe a 2 at best, but he's basically been masquerading as a number one for the last couple of years, and he's just not. He is just not the best wide receiver, number one wide receiver. He may be the best wide receiver on the team, but man, that is a damning statement for the Packers. I mean, like I said, Jordan Love got a touchdown. It got close. They managed to crawl their way back to 13-14 by halftime, but again, another mistake in the second quarter. Jaden Reed fumbles the ball away. Bears take the ball right down the field and score. Now, they didn't have to go very far, but I mean, it was 14-13 at halftime, and the Bears had like maybe 70 to 80 yards, but they were winning. Again, they were winning because the Packers made mistakes. We go to the third quarter. Malik Willis is coming in for Jordan Love in relief. And let's be honest, Malik Willis made some good throws today. He made some, backup quarterback mistakes for sure, like taking that sack and fumbling the ball away. I mean, there was no coverage. Kevin Byard just went completely uncovered and absolutely laid the hit stick on Malik Willis, and he fumbled the ball away, and the Bears eventually score. But Malik Willis, like I said, made some really good throws today. Made some really nice throws to Malik Heath, Malik the Malik. Tucker Kraft had a couple good catches. Jaden Reed had a couple of good catches. I know he fumbled away, but he tried to make up for it. Emmanuel Wilson, late in the game, had a great run where he finally made it to the corner and had like a 32-yard run for a touchdown. It really got rocking that. The Packers fans were really like, yeah, we can do it. But then we get to the 2-point conversion, and Malik Willis reminds you why he's not a starting quarterback, because he throws right into double coverage for the 2-point conversion, and he was out. Then the Bears get the ball back. Packers make a stop, and they cause a fumble. Like, the Packers absolutely needed that to happen, and they got it. They make a couple decent plays, but then the drive slows up, and then we get to the big controversial fact of the day. The big kahuna, the big thing that everybody's making comments about on social media, on all the radio shows. Matt Lafleur calls a timeout, and it's 4th and 3, and he plans to go for it. And it's like, like a lot of the Packer fans at the game today, were just like, you have to kick it. You have to kick it. You have to kick it. Brandon McManus has been on fire all year from kicks. He's missed like one kick all year. He's been absolutely fantastic. You need to take the points when you can get them. And eventually they do. But they waste time. In the meantime, they definitely should have ran more clock off. I mean, because after he makes the 54-yard field goal, which just crossed the middle bar, just made it over the crossbar enough to go over. But then you leave the Bears with 48 seconds left. Then we have the kickoff return. Bears tried to do some trickery, do an end around, but thankfully they stop him at the 20. They get a couple stops, and we get to third down. Caleb Williams is running for his life. He gets tackled. The game is basically over. But what happens? The refs come in and save the Bears. The refs absolutely save the Bears because Caleb Williams flopped on that play. Don't give me that crap that was a horse collar. He like touched the back of his neck and pulled off. He did not pull him down by the collar. Caleb Williams just flopped over. And so for now on, for the end till the end of time, Caleb Williams for me is known as Caleb the Flopper, because my God, he deserves an Academy Award for that performance. There is no reason why the ref should have bend it over backwards and thrown that penalty. I know it's in their DNA. I know it's in the ref's DNA. Whenever a quarterback goes backwards, they're like, oh my God, assume there's a penalty. But again, This is where New York needs to make expedited reviews on penalties as well. You need to be able to look at that and say, obviously, that's not a horse collar. I mean, if that penalty isn't called, the game is basically over. It's like 4th and 18 with with about 38 seconds left. The Packers just play prevent on that play, probably. Maybe not full prevent, just half-seas modified version of it. But the game is basically over at that point, and the Packers, they still probably would have been the 7th seed, because shortly after the Bears go down the field and kick a game-winning field goal, which again, Matt Lafleur had one timeout left, and why did he not use it to try and ice Cairo Santos, who has been known to miss when he's been iced? Then shortly after that, Terry McLaurin gets the touchdown for the Commies, and the Commies lock up the 6th seed, and the Packers are the 7th seed. Just lots of mistakes here today for the Packers. Just lots of mistakes, a couple turnovers, a couple bad or lack of adjustments for Matt LaFleur, a couple of bad calls on going for it on 4th and 3 when you could easily have just taken the points. That's the second week in a row where all Matt LaFleur has had to take the points instead of trying to be a knockoff Dan Campbell, and you probably win the game. Yes, I know Vikings fans are going to say, oh, we beat your ass last week. And yes, you certainly did beat the Packers up last week, but you still nearly lost. And had the Packers taken that 3-point conversion in a game only down by 2, the Packers win the game. In this game, Packers kick that field goal, and again, Packers still probably win the game, because, I mean, the Bears probably would have been more aggressive had the Packers gone for that field goal in that position, because they would have needed more than 3 points to win. But at the same time, the likelihood of that happening would have gone way down. But again, Matt LaFleur makes too many mistakes, is unable to adjust, and as a result, the Packers are now the 7th seed. I mean, again, it didn't matter because the Commies lost, so we can, I guess, maybe there's a small silver lining there, but I'm not trying not to be positive today. The Packers sucked again. They found ways to lose. They basically dominated the Bears in every way possible, running the ball, passing the ball. They outgained the Bears by over 200 yards. And they still found a way to lose. That is bad. That is really bad. And again, some coaches need to be fired over this. Seriously, they need a shakeup in the coaching staff. And Matt LaFleur needs to be reminded, if you have a bad season, you might be gone. Because, yes, he's been successful. They've had a lot of wins. But what do the Packers have for it? No. They have two NFC championship appearances where they lost terribly. And again, no Super Bowls. You have no Super Bowls with all that success with Rodgers, with the small amount of success you had with Jordan Love. And again, you look at the Packers roster and you think, man, changes need to be made. You need a new starting wide receiver next year. You need to draft a couple corners to replace Eric Stokes. And who knows, maybe just to throw another piece in there because you just need more depth at that position. Edgerrin Cooper looks great. Rashawn Gary has still made the Pro Bowl, so maybe, give him a little more credence. But Kenny Clark, he's been absent. Quay Walker has been hurt the past couple of games, but even before that, he wasn't doing great. There's just holes all over the defense. And the Packers, a couple years ago, they were too dependent on the pass with Aaron Rodgers, and now things have completely flipped. And now they're too dependent on the run. Now, Malik Willis made some good throws today, but my guess is that Jordan Love, sure, maybe he had a little elbow injury, but they probably held him out for the fact that you're not going to rush him out there, especially if he's injured. Christian Watson probably won't play next week, and so his season very well may be over. But again, Packers just need to do better. But, leave it to Matt LaFleur. If you leave it to Matt LaFleur to make changes, he's just not going to, or he just simply can't. I don't know what it is. Frankly, I don't know which option is worse. You let me know down in the comments below, but let me know what you think about this game from the Bears fans, Packer fans. If you want to let me have it, go ahead. I'm just as fed up with this team as anybody else. I still give them a small chance to win next week. You can laugh at me all you want, but it's a new season. Jalen Hurts has not played for a couple of weeks. Saquon Barkley will be rusty a little bit. Packers have stayed with the Eagles earlier in the year in that first game in Brazil. They have a chance to win this week, whether you want to admit it or not. And when the Packers win against the Eagles next week, you can fucking suck it. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have a great day, and as always, go Pack, go, and God bless.